That's right, wrestling fans. This is Arab Wrestlers You Should Know, sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling, being brought to you commercial free. So please have the decency to like and subscribe and help us hit that 50,000 subscribers number, man. We are getting there. And we are not too proud to ask for help getting there. Today, Arab Wrestlers You Should Know, we're going to talk about the late, great legend that was Bull Curry. Now, I want you guys to listen to this in its entirety. Even if I get drawn for a second, hang in there, because there's no story out there like this one. Fred Thomas Curry Sr. was born May 2nd, 1913, and he passed March 8th in 1985. He was American of Lebanese descent who is best known as a professional wrestler under the name Wild Bull Curry. He's recognized as the originator of the hardcore style of wrestling, and they give him credit for inspiring the original Sheik, Sabu's uncle, Abdul the Butcher, and even Bruiser Brody, and you can take it from there, all you former or current ECW fans. This guy, unbelievable. Listen to this, is what I'm talking about. At the age of 16, Curry joined the circus in order to help provide for his brothers and sisters, his four brothers and sisters. His job at the circus was that of the tough man who took on all comers from the audience in a fight. He had 65 straight wins without anyone going past the 5-minute mark. Then in his 20s, Curry became a policeman in his hometown of Hartford, Connecticut, where he put his tough man background to good use on the streets, quickly earning him a reputation for toughness. It has been claimed that at one occasion a wild steer bull broke out of the Hartford stockyard and went wild in the streets. Curry grabbed the bull by the horns and managed to wrestle it to the ground. However, it is likely this was in fact nothing more than a fictional story created by wrestling promoters. Well, that's pretty cool, but that's what spawned the gimmick, you see. Today you got these gimmicks, but no reason for it. You got all these idiots out there scampering for new gimmicks and new names, and nothing ever gets established and nothing ever gets accomplished, and those wheels continue to spin. But yeah, man, what better way to call him the Wild Bull? In the 30s, he began to wrestle in Detroit under the promoter Adam Weissmuller, and we're not even going to get into that Weissmullerness, dude. Curry was so well known that he even faced the legendary heavyweight pro boxer Jack Dempsey in an exhibition match in 1940. Do you guys know how big Jack Dempsey was? And then, of course, after that, in true wrestling form, Curry often claimed from then on out that he knocked out Dempsey, which is pretty cool. The truth of the matter is, the finish of that match, Curry was stopped in the second round. So, I mean, Dempsey, man, you just doesn't get any tougher than him, you know. Controversial personas. One of the trademarks of Bull Curry was his wild man look with bushy eyebrows, maniacal facial expressions, and insane eyes that could scare the crowd just by looking at them. In one case, he scared a girl at ringside so badly she had to be carried from the ringside in terror. The wild look, coupled with his wild brawling style, made Bull Curry one of the most hated rule breakers in wrestling. He was so hated in places that riots broke out more than once as irate fans attacked Curry in the ring. And here's just a few of the things that they're talking about. 1955 match. Curry and Ray McIntyre resulted in more than 140 fans being taken to the hospital after a riot broke out. In 1956, Curry was jumped by a fan who was displeased with his brutal treatment of local star George Becker. Curry broke the fan's jaw with a single punch. In 58, during a match of Pepper Gomez in Galveston, Texas, a fan struck Bill Curry with an iron pipe. Curry chased the fan out of the ring, catching up with him on the balcony where he beat the shit out of him. So you see what I'm talking about, you guys? This is a guy who's just a man's man, you know. In the late 60s, during a televised match, Curry used a cinder block on his opponent. The man went to the hospital for stitches. Curry was arrested and sentenced to jail for his actions. Talk about a storyline. Listen to this. The only time he was allowed to wrestle for the next 4 weeks of televised matches. In other words, they only let him out of jail to work matches like a impromptu work program, and then they brought him back to jail for the 30 days that he was sentenced to. So check this out for heat. So he was escorted to and from the ring in handcuffs by police, being cuffed and returned to jail when he was finished with his match. That's friggin' awesome. Built-in storyline, man. That's heat. Retirement and death. Curry retired from wrestling in the mid to late 70s, well past turning 60 years old. That he worked as a corrections officer, and he died on March 8th in 1945. Guys, again, Arab wrestlers, you should know, unbelievable legendary status here, and what a long career of a real man's man, a real tough guy who obviously had integrity as he served as a police officer in Hartford, Connecticut for a stint before he did wrestling full-time for a living. And look at that background. Street fights at circuses for money. All right, guys, Arab wrestlers you should know. Once again, please like and subscribe as we are bringing this to you with no YouTube commercials. Please support Premier Pro Wrestling. Links are in the description. Especially take note of Premier Pro Wrestling on Patreon.